morning everyone, and welcome to another video. In this video, I will be exploring essentially with you, the viewer, how you as an untrained and unlicensed psychologist may approach your own personal problems based on the way you choose to analyze the patterns of things in your life. In order to point out patterns, you must first point out the thought process in your analysis. And in order to do so, I'm going to give you an unlicensed analysis of an unlicensed analysis. So in order to do so, I need to give you an example. So let's talk about an example. And the idea of an example, imagine a parent, for one, or a religious figure, or specifically an individual you can stem a particular point of existence that you can actively see a value within, whether it be good or bad. And the idea of the example, you now want to be able to maximize the potential rate at which the example can replicate itself. But in the idea of the example, just as any good parent would know, you don't necessarily want to hand down the cross to pass the burden down so it may carry the same weight. And the idea is to specifically teach how to walk under that weight so that the individual may choose on their own if they wish to then step and stand under that weight to lift that particular burden. And the idea of the example, you must see the parent as a protective force, if you wish, where the parent is not necessarily trying to completely prevent the child from experiencing suffering. It is simply trying to give it a perspective at how to deal with suffering. In essence, the parent is the sun shield of the child, which from the sun's energy, the solar energy, radiates life to the parent, and through the parent is unable to generate and radiate it to the child, creating a reflection, a point of focal length in the distance of light and time, which replicates in our human existence as lineage of families and what we call now humanity. And the replication of these focal points, you then see that in each focal point is the replicative pattern, and the further back in the telescope you go, the further and further smaller the lens becomes, because it has a further ability to see a greater perspective each time, which means the further up your lineage and your family you go, you see one particular perspective, and the further closer to yourself in your present day and age, where you are now the wider or widest perspective of your previous generations, if you happen to gain the perspective overseeing all of the example, which now leads you to be the new example, and you begin the telescope again. This is the moment you could essentially say as a person, you could potentially be ready to create a offspring.